Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Barbara Braun, and I'm a consultant at Point B. My experience in the area of mergers and acquisitions spans over 10 years and includes national and global acquisitions and integrations, working both as a consultant as well as internally in acquiring companies. I'd like to talk to you today about that experience, specifically focusing on how to avoid pitfalls and maximize returns on your own M&A activities. Research on mergers and acquisitions estimates that at least 60% of mergers don't pay off for the acquirer. In other words, they don't create shareholder value and they don't generate a financial return for the buyer. There are many reasons for this. First, in well over half the cases, buyers overpay and therefore give all the value away to the seller. Second, buyers underestimate the impact on revenue or sales and overestimate the synergies or savings the merger will deliver. Margin for error tends to be low, and error levels of financial estimates tend to be higher than that. The last reason is the lack of adequate post-merger management and integration. In other words, acquirers don't manage their new asset to maximize their returns. The bottom line is that with careful planning and management, there is a lot you can do to maximize your return on your acquisitions. The key to high-quality M&A lies in 4 basic points. 1. Have a clear strategy. 2. Drive the emotion and ambiguity out. 3. Invest in sufficient planning. And last, deploy sufficient resources to execute the plan well. To this end, our experience and research indicate the top actions you can take to maximize your success are as follows. Success factor number 1. Define your M&A strategy ahead of time. The first and most important step you can take is to clearly define why and what you want to buy and how those acquisitions will fit into your corporate structure. Aligning your organization on 3 basic questions will provide clarity and direction when it comes time to act. First, the why. How will your M&A strategy enable your corporate strategy and growth plan? What do you want to buy companies for? What should acquisitions accomplish for your organization? Next, answer the what questions. What kinds of assets in what segments do you want to acquire? And last, the how questions. How will acquired assets fit into your corporate structure and culture? Will they be integrated into your company? Will they be left alone? And also, what are the non-negotiables that every acquisition will adhere to? For example, will we have common branding? Will we have financial integration? Will we have back office integration? Success factor number 2. Evaluate targets thoroughly and objectively before closing the deal. The due diligence phase, during which you vet and investigate your target prior to negotiating the deal, should be thorough and unbiased. It should define the promise of the deal and develop plans to deliver that promise. First, use cross-functional subject matter experts to gather as much information and data about the target company as possible from internal and external sources. Second, drive up the level of financial planning. Remember we talked about that low margin for error? Well, this is one of the most important things you can do to increase your chances of success. Invest in robust planning, create and validate critical assumptions, do financial scenario planning, set financial goals, identify risks, and also mitigation plans. Third, strive for fair market valuation and objective negotiation of the purchase price. Fourth, you need integration to be part of your due diligence. You need to develop plans for all aspects of executing the acquisition. If you don't plan, you will hand the execution off to a team that has no idea what you intended to do and will waste time figuring it out rather than managing the new acquisition. You need to include financial planning, business planning, human capital planning, such as culture, leadership, organization competencies, and stability, integration planning, such as people, systems, processes, legal, etc. Fifth, prepare for day 1 in the first 30 days. Again, you don't want to waste time later while you create a plan. Success factor number 3. Treat the entire cycle like a project and execute without delay. Each phase needs to be proactively planned and managed. Project management methods apply. Roles, checklists, timelines. Plan for capital and resource investments. Reconcile this project with other strategic and operational priorities to make sure this project has the attention and focus it needs. Ensure oversight and accountability. Remember, you need to be speedy. Time does equal money here. and time also reinforces the status quo and makes it harder to get things done. Success factor number 4, manage your new asset for performance. Invest in making your new asset a success by aligning your leadership team and staying involved. First, make sure your new co-leader will deliver as a member of your team. Make sure you incent the right behaviors. Define success holistically and get agreement with the leader. Include things like business and financial performance expectations, how NewCo will fit in and play with the bigger organization, reporting standards, integration expectations, and synergy expectations. Second, make sure all leaders in the organization understand and perform their roles. And third, stay involved through active review of progress. Don't be afraid to give direction, and don't be afraid to hold people accountable. Success factor number 5, focus on all stakeholders, particularly customers. In other words, you need to manage all your relationships. Your plan should address the specific needs of each constituent at every phase along the way. This slide gives you some ideas of the things your stakeholders might care about. For example, you must retain your customers' trust and confidence from day one, and you don't want your employees to lose focus or leave prematurely. Success factor number 6, set the tone day one for all stakeholders. Critical areas of focus include communications and welcome, ensuring customer and business continuity, setting clear objectives, direction and roles, and following through on day one non-negotiables, such as, "Hi, we're open for business." Success factor number 7, measure and evaluate ROI over 3 to 5 years. Keeping track of asset performance will drive better decision-making in the first and all subsequent years that you own your new company. You should measure performance against the original pro forma, adjust plans as conditions and information shift, and use ROI to help drive decisions such as, are we on track? Do we need to take additional action to maximize performance, or do we need to divest? In close, what we've just reviewed are some key tips for maximizing your ROI on acquisitions. You probably see some of these best practices being used in your organization, but we also hope we have provided you with some food for thought as you think about what you might do to improve your organization's acquisition performance. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to discuss this topic or find out more about how Point B can help you with mergers and acquisitions, please feel free to contact us.